Go.
1, 2,
3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10.
Okay, for our third speech, we had to choose something that was useful. And for our first speech, I chose how to do first aid. And for the first thing about first aid, you have to do is surveying the area and remaining calm. When you're remaining calm, it doesn't make the situation any worse, and if you are panicking, it can make the situation worse. Then, after you're done surveying the area and remaining calm, you need to protect yourself by wearing gloves, and also, if you have any cuts or scrapes on your hands or arms, you need to cover them with bandages, just so you don't get any of the victim's bodily fluids on yourself. If you do, you need to wash it, and if you think they could have a disease or anything, you need to go to the hospital as well. The next step is if you see that your victim is bleeding, you need to stop the bleeding. The first thing that you would use is bandages and gauze to cover the wound, clean the wound, and bandage it up. Then, after you get done and you see if your victim has any broken bones or if they have any severed limbs, you also need to stop the external bleeding first. And if they have a broken arm, you would use a splint and wrap to keep the limb immobilized. If you have a severed limb, after you stop the external bleeding, you should save the severed limb in a bag with ice and put it in a cooler if you have one, and always take it to the hospital with the victim. Now I'm going to demonstrate on the little girl, and we're going to show you how to do first aid. So if you see a victim and they are bleeding, you would take first, you would take gauze, and you always put it on her arm or wherever the cut is and apply pressure. That stops the bleeding. You would wrap the arm. To stop the bleeding. Then, if the victim has a broken arm or leg, you would use a arm splint. So, you can lay your arm on this and put your fingers, you feel where the holes are right there, so leave it like that. So you would wrap the arm so that it would be mobilized and they wouldn't be able to move it, and if it is being able to move, you need to do the bandage tighter, like so. Now, if they have a severed limb, you always put it in a bag with ice and take it to the hospital. In your first aid kit, you will also have like an ice pack that you would fill with ice if they were like to bump their head or you think they have bruises. You will always have wrap and tape in your first aid kit. You also have gauze, and you also